Are you waiting for something magic to happen in your marriage? You feel that one day everything in your marriage is just going to slip right into place? Well, we have some things you can do without magic that will get your marriage moving in the direction of your wishes and dreams. Stay tuned for a jam-packed episode of Recharge Your Marriage coming up right now. Hi, I'm Zev Halpern, and thanks for tuning in to Recharge Your Marriage. And kudos to you for looking for ways to improve your marriage. I really do know a bit about this, and I know I can help you get your marriage out of stuck and into a place where the two of you can come to terms and, most importantly, enjoy your time together. Recharge Your Marriage is an opportunity to focus your valuable time on considering some options for improving your marital relationship and reconnecting in the privacy of your own space. I have a small request so you get the most out of this time we have together. Open your minds and open your hearts a bit. Think about what you can do to meet each other's needs, even if you're angry, fed up, tired of trying, things many of us experience in the ebbs and tides of our marriages. Try to let go of the no way, no how attitude. After 25 years of counseling couples, I've learned couples need a pull or a push to get them unstuck. We have a great show. We'll be featuring the It Takes Two Players improv troupe, and we're fortunate to have a special guest, Ruth Kirshner, a senior ombudsman for Montgomery County, Maryland long-term care programs, who will give us astute, entertaining insight and valuable information about everything senior sex. To get you focused and started on improving your married life, I want you to have a free gift for your marriage. So I hope after the show, you log on to closermarriage.com and get the Marriage Recharge Guides free. One for her, one for him. It will get you thinking about what you both need to do to, at the least, improve the climate of your marriage, and at best, help you to support and fulfill your spouse's needs with a chance for a friendlier, happier, closer, and more intimate marriage. So go get the free gift. Well, let's get to the Marriage Matters segment. Here's the It Takes Two Players to get us in the mood for this segment.
Is something wrong?
Hmm?
Is something wrong?
What do you mean?
You've just lately you've been somewhere else. You've seemed like really distant, just
I'm right
separating yourself emotionally. I know, you don't like to talk about this kind of stuff.
I don't know what this came from.
It just seems like we're growing apart.
What?
Are you angry with me?
No.
Is something bothering you?
No.
Anything. You can tell me. You can tell me.
I don't know why you're thinking what you're thinking. I'm not doing anything that should make you...
You just seem to be agitated lately with me. When I come up, when I'm standing beside you. Well, you know what? Let's just turn off the TV tonight and hang out.
Fine.
Some of us have become disconnected from our relationships, and it's difficult to do anything for each other because of anger, resentment, apathy, and even depression. These disconnected relationships can be very harmful and really challenge our ability to care anymore. Decisions need to be made about meeting the challenge of reconnecting your relationship or facing unhappy consequences, even terminating your relationship for the good of both parties. This decision never feels good and might not feel right for a very long time. So if there's even the smallest possibility of redefining and reconnecting our relationships, it may be just the time for a worthy attempt. Or not. Some of us do a lot of things for our spouses. They ask us or they want us to do these things for many reasons. We do them because we care, or we feel obligated, or both. There are so many things our partners want us to do with them together, and not just for them. Our partners want us to connect with them. Connecting means so much. Many marriages are characterized by spouses who provide services for their partners, but when it comes to spending time with them, they're often very absent. When our spouses are down, we need to try to be with them, to lift them up, so they feel our support. Reconnecting our marriages is finding the meaningful junctures in our relationships. These junctures are where we can really make our emotional bonds stronger. The stronger, the safer. And the safer we feel draws us closer. We connect to support. We connect to show love. We connect for safety and security. We connect to have fun. We connect to play. And we connect to make love. Take a look at this couple.
The one thing I've just been asking of you is to focus on our relationship. We've talked about it so many times, and again, you come home and I say hi to you at the door, and you look right through me. I give you a hug, and you literally push me away. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. And you have said over and over and over, no, enough. You said we'd prioritize our relationship, and you still treat me like I'm the last person you want to talk to. And I cannot take it anymore because I've been trying so hard, and I'm getting nothing from you. When I stay calm, nothing changes. I'm tired of this. I cannot do this anymore.
Look, we'll talk when you calm down.
We don't have to fix them. It's enough for them to know we're truly connected in a close, supportive, and caring way. When we celebrate with our partners, it can be such a jubilant together feeling. It just can't be described. Giving gifts is a great thing and always welcomed and valued by many, but it's never as good as giving the gift of spending together time, really connecting with our spouses. So if you want to strengthen your relationship connections with each other, try doing the tough and happy things with them, and not just for them. Your relationship will be stronger, and your marital bonds will increase exponentially. Now, join us in the bedroom for the Sexpectation segment of the show. Since this is the Sexpectation segment of the show, let's begin with a sexual myth buster. Seniors don't like, do not crave, nor have sexual fantasies or relationships. Well, if you ever found your senior dad with some serious porno and were embarrassed and surprised, or your senior mom is shacking up with not one, but a few men she tells you about, and you just can't fathom it. Well, we have a guest tonight who will put all that senior sexuality mythology to bed. Moving right along, So you think you're too old for sex? You don't look like you used to? You don't move like you used to? Well, do you still have a penis or a vagina down there? You do? Well, now we got something to work with. Okay, you're not feeling very sexy, and you haven't been motivated to give it the old try. Well, here is one thing you can do in the sexual department. You can try something. Does anything get you aroused anymore? Beautiful girls work for you, handsome studs, sexy novels. Well, zoom in on that sexy picture and plan something romantic with your spouse, like perhaps an evening out, a candlelit dinner, candles in the bath. Set your expectations on the reasonable and give the places you used to go on each other's bodies a revisit. I know you remember where they are, so take another chance. Touch them. Get lotions. Get toys. Talk about your fantasies. That's only if your partner allows your sexy thoughts out of the jail. I encourage you to be big boys and girls, and let's hear some, please. It's not easy. Jealousy, embarrassment, exposure, fear of revealing your innermost private, sexy, or even raunchy thoughts. Hey, look, even the most pure of us have fantasies. Experiment, play, explore, please touch. And if you do this, I promise, whether the big event happens or not, you've set something in motion for next time. You've stretched out of your comfort zone to do something that we could call a special effort, one you might reserve for someone you truly care about, to renew your intimate relationship with your spouse. Oh, you think, let's just leave well enough alone and not rock the boat. If you both feel that way, okay, but want you to think about what it might be like to fulfill your spouse in some kind of way that shows you got game and you're still man or woman enough to hop aboard for some day or night riding. Who knows? What you might find is a place you remember. Doesn't it go something like this? There's no place like, you don't need the good witch or a fairy godmother to instruct you how to join together and use what you've had on board all the time. You've just been hibernating for a while and just not used that sensual part of your life for a while. Come out wherever you are. Perhaps I'm playing the role of a troublemaker here. Well, then please tell me where to go. Zev, go to hell. But my role is to get you thinking about closeness, togetherness, hot sex. Okay, just good sex. Okay, reasonably good enough sex. I'm rooting for you. Have a look at these two.
So, honey, guess what I brought home today?
Oh, what do you have in there?
Why don't you take a look? Take a look. Take a look. Take a look. Just some things I thought I'd pick up, you know.
Oh, no.
Yeah, see?
Uh,
And that I thought maybe we could try this.
mm-hmm.
And
Well-
then,
Well, you know, I really like this, and we
Oh.
could work some of that together, maybe.
oh, well,
And
if we use that one with
if-
that one.
Well, if you start, I have something for
Oh,
you
yeah?
that maybe could help us get that whole thing started.
Oh, I love it.
Mhm.
Oh, this is so cute.
Well, so why don't you see how that will?
Oh, I can
Well,
do
you know
that.
what? We might not need it too long, actually, though. How about we use this, and then maybe just a little bit of that?
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit of that
Just a
to
little
start.
bit. Just to
Does that sound
keep
like a
it.
plan?
If I've planted something in that mind and certain mysterious nether regions, well, I feel like a good troublemaker. I'm certainly not Cupid or trying to be one. You got to get off the couch. You got to make some of this happen, or at least ask for it nicely. Can we get together for some sexual pleasure, please? The answer might just be yes, and you never know what might happen between you two. Open sesame, I'm coming in, or ooh, ah, that really feels good. Please don't stop. So come on, you two, make some noise. You used to, so you know you're capable. Find a way to give it the old try. In the Marriage Pulse tonight, we welcome Ruth Kirshner, sometimes referred to as the Dr. Ruth of Montgomery County, Maryland. Ruth Kirshner is a long-term care ombudsman and provides staff supervision and consultation to a multidisciplinary team of volunteers, graduate students, and staff members in the long-term care program. She provides support, consultation, and training for nursing homes, assisted living facilities, and group home staff, residents, and family members in Montgomery County. Welcome, Ruth.
Thank you.
I'm so glad to have you on the show. We're fortunate to have you on the show. Every 2 years, I have to get continuing education credits, and so we have to sit through seminars. And to sit through your seminars is a pleasure.
Oh,
it's like a gift. And a lot of people who I was sitting with told me the same. Really, really know your stuff. So, what's the biggest myth about senior sex?
That it doesn't happen. Seniors are just like any age group, any age population. Companionship, love, touch, those are all very, very important things, and it keeps on going till the day you die.
So, sex is happening, whether people want to think about it or not, or whether they go, ooh, I don't want to think about that sometimes, but it's still, while they're not thinking about it, it's happening.
It's happening.
Very good.
The funniest thing, I think, is in most of these populations, only 4% of the population is in long-term care facilities. But those that are, it's 80% women, 20% men. Oh. So the men that are up and walking and doing well are very, very active.
So sex is alive after 60.
Absolutely.
How about further than 60? Sex is alive.
70, 80, 90, and it's all in terms of what do you define as sex. It doesn't necessarily have to be the actual act of intercourse. Sexuality can also be intimacy in terms of touching, holding hands, kissing, things that give us the flavor of our lives.
So who's doing it and where are they doing it? How are they doing it?
Where? Well, they're doing everything and they're doing it everywhere. In terms of facilities, it's very interesting because we try and train the staff that if they walk into a room, they need to knock first because you don't know what's going to be behind the door. So it's called, just common courtesy, polite things. I think the hardest thing that we have to deal with are the children of residents who feel that, mom and dad didn't have sex to have them, so they shouldn't be having extramarital sex, they shouldn't be having any kind of relationships. And it's also, it gets delicate. If your father has died and your mother has moved into a long-term care facility and she strikes up a relationship with another gentleman, there's a lot of emotion that goes with that. That's not my father, that's some stranger. But we want mom to be happy, but we don't want mom to get remarried because there's financial connections.
And no chastity belt.
And
it's
chastity
belt. It's
belt.
not like you can just put a chastity belt. It's live. These are adults. It's a serious thing. And, younger people don't think that. Their kids just don't get that, there's sex, and they think
And it's not even younger people. When you talk about the generations now, when you say younger, what do you define as younger? People in the nursing homes may be in their 80s and 90s, so their kids are in their 50s and 60s, some in their 70s. So it's the great-grandchildren who I think are sometimes, more willing to let grandma, grandpa have a new relationship.
Exactly.
It's the middle person there who's kind of going, well, no, that's not okay, don't do that.
Like, come on, grandma, you let her do what she wants to do. She's having fun. He's a nice guy. You know?
Woodstock and Woodstock.
Exactly. It's like a sandwich, and there it is, right in the middle. Give us some ideas about how, kind of coming off the subject a little bit, how to jumpstart, your relationship after 60, your love relationship. But what would you say to a couple who are trying to do that? They've been stagnant for a while.
I think some things are what you mentioned earlier in the show in terms of just spending some time together. People get into habits. One of the things we find when you move from your home into like a CCRC, those seniors haven't actually talked to each other in years. You live in a 6-bedroom home, you're in this room, he's in that room, you don't really connect. And then you move into a facility in which you're only in a 2-bedroom room, you have to talk to each other a lot. So before that even happens, so that you can feel good about moving and transitioning, it would be nice to make some different connections. The other piece I think that is very helpful is reach out in terms of groups. Having activities with a group of people gives you something else to talk about. You go bowling, you go out to dinner, you go to a dinner theater, you go walking or hiking or birding, something that you haven't necessarily done, and you meet a lot of different people. It's fun on the way home to talk about the weirdos that you left behind.
You
and
get
how,
back into it.
And how nice the two of you are and how lucky you are to have each other.
Like meetups, like meetups.
Like
and
meetups
and because they're at home, they're probably sitting on the couch, and then all of a sudden, it's time to, what happens when they move from a house, to the long-term care facility? They're sitting in the house, they're watching TV, they're not talking to anybody, and all of a sudden, it's social hour. First they're scared, and of course all that. But what happens? I mean, this is your forte.
It's definitely a hard adjustment. I would say it takes between 6 months and a year. Because for any of us to move at any age, it's an adjustment to figure out where you put the fork, where you put your underwear, where you put anything. And then you're moving from a private area, and I think this is the hardest thing about living in any of these facilities, that it's a paid-in place. It's like a college dorm. I've had couples call me and say, I don't like eating dinner with my husband, but if I don't go to the dining room with him, 15 people come up to me and say, are you divorcing? Is there a problem? Is there an issue? And it's like high school. And I've had men say to me they won't go, if they're widows, they won't go to the dining room by themselves because they are grabbed. Oh,
wow.
He's sitting with me. No, he's with me. And they're like pulled. So sometimes the solution is go to lunch. Don't go to the dinner hour when all the women will want to be with you. So there's a lot of, you think that all that is behind you and gone and your high school days and cliques and all those kinds of things.
And then all of a sudden, here you are again, almost
resurfaces.
like summer camp. It's like a summer camp experience, and
Absolutely.
There's
and you
people
can't leave at the end of summer.
People are vying for people's attention, and there's gossip, and there's real life.
Yes.
So,
And there are affairs, and it's harder to keep them hidden when you're all living under the same roof. And there are the issues of, I think, needing to really understand and be careful about having safe sex. So many seniors figure, okay, I'm not going to get pregnant. Why do I need to use a condom? Why do I need to be careful? Well, if that man, just like, as I told my daughter going to college, I will tell my senior going to a senior center, you don't know where he's been before. You don't know how many other women on the unit he's been with. Condoms are important.
or even hiring somebody. I mean, that's
Right.
certainly been
It's-
known to happen. I mean, I've heard that.
Definitely.
By guys, that live in facilities. They've told me, and it's scary.
Right.
Because if then
And
they're-
the highest rate of HIV and STDs is in people 75 and over. That is the growing
I mean,
rate.
that's just scary.
And what happens is when an HIV, someone in their 80s incurs a cancer, people go, oh, they're just a senior, it's from it's a cancer, it's a normal end of life kind of behavior. And the reality is it may be from sexual intercourse and unprotected sexual intercourse. So you want to be careful. You want to enjoy your life, but you also want to protect your life.
So just tell us a bit about what you do, what you're asked, what you're called upon to do, to intervene. I know you do plenty of interventions.
It's a lot of everything. And in terms of the sexuality piece, a lot of it is to talk to the nursing staff, because every one of us comes in with our own bias, our own prejudice. And some of the nursing staff feel, if you're not married to her, then you shouldn't be having sex. So there's, some trying to hinder it. We also tell people this is your home. So when you walk out of your room naked and go into the girlfriend's room naked and 3 nurses see you walking down the hallway, you know, we have to watch what are the behaviors, how can you manage this. The other piece that is becoming, I think, a larger issue for all seniors is lesbian, gay, bisexual, and transgender population in nursing homes, because there's bias against them in general.
Right.
There's the issue of they're trying to keep their lives secret and private.
And they're used to that.
And they're used to that, and then you go into a nursing home and their secrecy and privacy is
Out the window.
pretty much out the window. So we have to work on those kinds of issues also. So we get called for that.
Well, Ruth, you've been the greatest guest, and you're so informative, and it's a serious topic. And as more of us, as you know, I'm 60 years old, I'm moving into the category. These are so, things that are so important. So to find out more about Ruth Kirshner, contact her at. To find out more about the It Takes Two Players, contact Chris Pennick. I invite you to find out more about how I can help you through my signature program, Recharge Your Marriage Now. Enrich your marriage communication skills. Reconnect for a deeper, more fulfilling relationship. Spice up your marriage and feel the love again. Here's how to find me, closermarriage.com. Follow me on Twitter, like me on Facebook, subscribe to my YouTube channel. Finally, hug, touch, kiss, talk, cuddle, laugh a little, and be kind to those you meet. We're all fighting a great battle. We're all in need of some loving kindness. I'm Zev Halpern. See you next time for Recharge Your Marriage.